Hey guys, welcome back to TELLITTOTREVOR. Today on my podcast I have...
The man they call J-Bev.
Man, I need to give me an intro like that.
I know, right? Got a good ring to it.
I need to talk to the producers of my show and tell them that.
Heck yeah, it'll click, give or take.
I'm just going to mention it every episode until they do something about that.
Heck yeah, we're gonna have pyro next time.
I know we just got a new intro for the podcast and everything made, so...
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Alright, so Jay, can you give us a little background of your wrestling career so far?
So a little background about my young wrestling career. So far, I've only wrestled in front of a crowd for a year. But I've been training for like a year on top of that before I debuted in October of 24. I was trained at ICWA by Glenn Spector and Bobby Williams, and they really showed me the ropes earlier on to continue my young and pretty outgoing career. So far, it's been so good in my young career, getting really good reactions from the crowd. And yeah, so far been within the states of IWC in Pittsburgh, Ohio, and just started going up to Canada. So, within a year so far, so good.
Gotta make your way down south.
I'll definitely try that. Where in particular down south?
North Carolina, they just got an event called Wrestle coming up in when this episode airs a week. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely throw my name in the hat eventually. I was trying to go to ECC wrestling in Kentucky. Couple cancellations happened though, so so far I'll be there.
I know for like we have these two promotions I go to all the time. It's Apple City Championship Wrestling, which they got their show. What would be the last week when they had their show? Because put it out was a good show, even though I'm
Mhm.
not hasn't been the time of the show yet.
It'll come about.
Yeah, and Extreme World Wrestling, they bring in like Keith Slater and everything.
That does sound familiar. I'll double check that. That does sound familiar.
Assad shows up and
My guy.
got too
Yeah,
many.
I've traveled with Facade for a while.
Yeah, that's how I found you actually on Instagram.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, Facade is he's a character, absolutely. Very knowledgeable too. I've definitely learned a lot from him thus far.
Let's see if I can find it or not. Last time I saw Facade in North Carolina was September 13th.
Of this year.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Me and him have like too many. I know seeing him on GCW, I'm like, man, that's crazy seeing him on GCW or the what's the other promotion?
What that we go to, or the other promotion around there?
It's the ones with the clowns. I don't remember the name of the promotion.
I haven't seen clowns. If I
Matt,
did see clowns, I'd probably run the other way.
Matt Cardona is their new world champion.
Oh, the wrestling show in Michigan, right?
It's
I think he just won in Detroit.
the Gigolos Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
Had to look
Yeah.
up Cardona's Instagram to find that one.
A lot of promotions.
I've always wondered, all right, Joe Hendry, anything? No? Okay.
Joe Hendry, did he appear?
I was hoping, I was like, free advertising?
Might as well. You
Right.
never know.
Exactly. What was your first wrestling match like for you?
Like my debut match.
Yeah.
So my debut match was kind of interesting. It was very interesting to go into. It was labeled as Handyman Rules. Handyman, an IWC wrestler that was a former high stakes champion at the time, put his title on the line in a six-way basically. I was included in that match. Oliver Gray, Felix Cause, Matthew Yeager, just a bunch of other names to go on top of that star-studded list of young talent. And we were the first show. I mean, I'm sorry, we were the first match on the show, and we were definitely discussing about like setting the tone for it. Absolutely, setting the tone about what these younger wrestlers, including myself and Oliver Gray, because it was both of our debuts, really, um, to go into that match and put a trademark about what we were going to do going forward, not just in IWC, but in other territories, because we're very flexible on how we were trained through ICWA and Glenn Spector. Overall, in that Handyman's Rules match, it was basically an Extreme Rules match. Uh, it ended up me getting bull hammered down, for the 1, 2, 3 pin. But I was just very appreciative of the opportunity. I was very appreciative to get my name out there and to get everybody like a grand introduction about the man they call Jay Bev.
What inspired you to be a wrestler?
I was inspired to do wrestling. This was like, wow, this is making me feel old, like over 10 years ago now. To where I started for like freestyle wrestling within my school district, middle and high school. And the person that did get me into it was Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan at the time just started coming up on WWE. I loved the technical aspect he brought until he branched out a little bit more when he won the World Heavyweight Championship at first, you
Okay.
know. And then the Yes movement started. His more of his like enthusiasm came out about being that underdog with intensity, and it just gave me more believability that an average or smaller guy like myself can be a world champion against the biggest and baddest.
Yeah. What is your pre-match ritual?
Pre-match ritual, it's typically resistance bands. It's typically a lot of music. It's typically keeping a good ease of mind too. I like interacting with a lot of the guys and girls backstage, even if it's definitely somebody that I've never met before. I definitely want to give out a really good first impression and introduce myself.
Yeah.
And maybe talking more to the promoter if he or she has time, to pick their brain about their future for that promotion I'm visiting for the markability value as well. Because I definitely want to have any input about the crowd that I'm working and what kind of story I want to tell for that type of crowd. But besides that, from bell to bell, it's just all business.
Yeah. What is your signature moves?
I've had a couple of signature moves. So, of course, with the ring attire that I get approached with and my wrestling background, at first it was the angle slam, at first it was the ankle lock, with a lot of other amateur wrestlers still utilizing that, such as like Chad Gable and such. But I definitely wanted to be more flexible in my move set. Still trying to figure out a year in, but as I'm getting more comfortable in the ring, I've utilized using the code breaker. I've utilized using the TKO. Different other submissions like the crossface, like the Boston Crab to
Okay.
affect the opponent's lower back. And the Frog Splash became a newer one. I get really good height on it, really good bounce, really good sound with the canvas, and it always seems to get a really big pop.
What is your walkout theme song?
I got a couple, but the main one, because I like to be babyface. I like to be a good guy. I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
But when I'm coming out to that, I'm going out to the Ataris, Boys of Summer. It's a really good song that everybody can get interacted to, that everybody can like sing along to. Like the I Can See You part, that's just me seeing all the fabulous people that paid hard, good money of theirs to come to a wrestling show maybe with their loved ones, maybe with their kids, to like share really good memories. And that's all it's really about, making memories.
Yeah. What is your bucket list opponent?
It's a really good question. Really, really good question. Um, I'm kind of newer to the indie scene. I'm a big WWE guy, so it took me a while to get warmed up to the indies. So honestly, with the veterans that I've ran into and had the pleasure of meeting, I think West Berkeley is definitely up there. Um, at IWC too, I've talked about working with, hopefully like way down the road, maybe Bill Collier. He's definitely a tremendous worker, and he's coming up a long, hard road, finally making a TNA appearance. Um, God, who else? There's plenty more that I can list, like Anthony Katina, Andrew Palace. I've worked Caden Christopher a couple of times, and that was great. Uh, I think the full circle moment for me though would be working Super Hentai. I've been getting a lot of comparisons about being built like Super Hentai, having not just the height, but like the stocky build and what we could do possibly in the ring together could tell a really good story.
Yeah. Dream feud. If you ever could have a dream, have a feud with anybody in the world, who would it be?
If I could have a feud with somebody, I'm not just thinking about what we could do in the ring, what story we could tell, but what story can we tell with our emotions? And I'm a very emotional guy. I have yet to like really display that on the microphone until I'll probably get in the ring with like an Anthony Katina. I've mentioned him before. He is a guy. He's a chameleon. He can really be very versatile with his words about his emotions. He can strike when you least expect it. I'm definitely game for an opponent like that before the bell even rings.
Hidden passion outside of the ring.
Hidden passion outside the ring, probably besides the gym too. um, oh man, probably just playing basketball. I know it's still like kind of active, but it kind of resets my mind, my thoughts. It's kind of my sanctuary to like forget about everything on the outside and start focusing a lot of stuff just there, the now, about like maybe a little bit of additional things I could work on. But I get that same feeling now inside the squared circle. It's become a very comfortable place for me within a year, and I'm very excited to see how I feel moving forward in my young career.
Yeah. Alright, shout outs to the sponsors of TBD Wrestling, that is also owned by Bojack, and then Apple City Championship Wrestling, which is located in Midnight and Hickory, North Carolina. And then promo codes from Dubby Energy is 15% save with TELLITTOTREVOR, that is your protein powder for everybody that likes to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rebel 8, save 15% with TELLITTOTREVOR, that is your energy drinks. Alright, so this whole segment I have, it's not really about wrestling, it's more letting people know who J Bev is outside of the ring.
Heck yeah.
So, what is the most interesting place you have visited so far?
Most interesting place would probably have to be McFadden's. McFadden's is a bar in Pittsburgh on the North Shore. And I'll tell you what, when you definitely go down there for a Steeler game or a Pitt game, man, can it turn interesting real quick. You meet some interesting people in that patio. You meet some interesting people inside the bar. Some really good experiences. I love the city of Pittsburgh. It's got the best class of people, I think, like in the nation. And you definitely get an experience or two at that place.
If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
Any historical figure, it definitely had to be Kobe Bryant. Kobe
Yeah.
Bryant, about the Mamba mentality he set, not just as a basketball player, which I can totally relate to, playing that most of my life, but being a professional athlete, being a historical figure of himself, and just what other ethics he could give out to me to help better myself moving forward, just as a person, too.
Um, what is your favorite book and why does it resonate with you?
I'm not much of a bookworm, but I will say I went through a lot of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, and I will say there was a great themes at the end of every book about um, supporting cast, about people that will be with you to the end. That always resonates to me about really what a wrestling family can be. I know we're fighting for like the same spot and everything, but we're a family at the end of the day.
Yeah. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Go to karaoke song. Probably. I'm a country music fan, so probably have to go somewhere along the lines of that. Probably Luke Combs' "Beer Never Broke My Heart." That one
Uh,
always. Yeah, long neck beer never broke my heart. Absolutely.
yeah. If you could time travel, where would you go?
Ooh. If I time traveled, I would go. Honestly, I would go to where it all began for like the WWE and the WWE Championship. Probably go to Madison Square Garden 1984 when Hogan dropped that leg right on the Iron Sheik to become the champion. Just want to feel the energy, the roar, and just the aura of Madison Square Garden. Like that's still every wrestler's dream to at least appear on there, whether you're on the pre-show or you're the main event.
Um, what is the best piece of advice you have ever received?
I received a couple of advice libs that involve slowing down, that involves you if you don't keep an open mind, you won't be coachable and you won't come up as much in professional wrestling, because you have to take constructive criticism. You absolutely have to adjust yourself to be better. I'm still dealing with footwork and I'm asking for as much constructive criticism as possible. So always be eager to hear the wrong so that later you can do the right.
Yeah. If you could have dinner with any, okay, we already answered that question.
Mhm.
I don't know why I have it twice.
It's a good question.
Yes.
I have more athletes, but Kobe's up there.
All right. What sparked your interest in the pro wrestling?
It's just always sparked my interest. I mean, I never really thought the opportunity was there until it was presented to me. Because at first I didn't know where to go because I didn't know the indie scene that well. But I was offered to it by somebody that I trust, and I met a lot of other trustworthy people that we kept moving forward and growing together on making this dream a reality. And debuting like the match I described to you, it was definitely a dream come true. But the dream is certainly lying whether in WWE, AEW, TNA. Like that's really the goal, the dream to hold one of those belts.
Let's see. Can you share a motivational moment in your life that has shaped you who you are today?
I've had this picture for the longest time during my childhood. I recently sold it to maybe pass on that message to somebody else. But I had a picture that read that, oh God, I'm already drawing a blank about what it said. It said, hard work beats talent unless when talent doesn't want to work hard. That resonated to me about somebody can be the complete package, the full package, have all the hype and expectations. But if you don't work with what you have with that talent, anybody, just anybody that will work harder than you will surpass you in any shape or form. It might not be resulted today, but it might be resulted tomorrow or the next day. Like I definitely want to work hard compared to maybe somebody that wants to take an off day once in a while.
Yeah. Let's see. What is the best piece of advice? What didn't we already? Yeah,
Mhm.
another one. Can you talk about a mentor or someone who has played a significant role in your life so far?
Glenn Spector, my original trainer. You know, he's the one that gives out that type of tough love. You know, but it's the kind of tough love that you need to grow. You know, especially um, I mentioned the point where he said that you have to keep an open mind. You have to stay coachable. You know, always keep your head on your shoulders, stay humble, but also like have confidence once you go on the curtain and you showcase what you have.
So I got some rapid fire questions for you.
Let's go.
All right, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
One thing you can't live without.
Ginger ale. Ginger ale.
What is your go-to comfort food?
Go to comfort food. I'm a well, let's take it back to the basics. I'm a Reese's Puff guy. Reese's Puff cereal.
Summer or winter?
Summer. Hands down.
What is your favorite way to relax after a long day?
Sleep. Sleep.
Don't blame me. Sweet or savory food?
Savory. I'm not much of
Savory.
a sweet guy anymore.
I know for me, like, I used to not be an early bird until I started my job. And when I mean this job is kicking my ass, it's straight up, I'm there at 4 in the morning getting into the door.
You get there at 4 a.m.
I gotta walk in the door at 4.
I mean, I go to my shoot. I have to be at my shoot job at by like 7. But like, you take the cake. I don't know. Oh my goodness, you need a lot of coffee.
Well, I work at a coffee shop, so it works. It has its trade
Woo!
offs.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, only if they would do a sponsorship with the podcast. I mean, I'm matching
Fingers
colors already.
crossed. That's coming. That's coming soon.
Yes, hopefully. If not, I'll start up my own coffee brand.
Yes.
They left out on having this great podcast as a sponsor around the world.
Yeah, exactly. Come on,
Three,
guys.
three so far.
Gotta get on the train now.
Right. All right. So the producers on my podcast, they came up with 5 questions. They have five. Let you ask 5 questions.
Let me ask 5 questions.
Yes.
Okay. So my question to you is I can see you're a Tennessee Volunteers fan.
Yeah.
How far do you think they'll make the college football playoffs?
I'm hoping. If not, I'll go with my backup team,
Who's your backup team?
NC State Wolfpack.
You know what? I like the Wolfpack. I like the culture they got. I'm an Ohio State fan though. I've been one for like over 8 years so far.
My
Oh,
girl
that Brax.
won just because she's from Ohio, and I always pick on her and I go and say, "Hey," I was like, "You guys know you guys suck because every time comes to North Carolina, you guys lose." So
So far, so far,
yeah.
things will change. Things will change.
Yes.
My other question to you: what great motivators, especially with podcasts, getting more and more popular after the COVID days, really? What motivated you? Who motivated you to start up your own podcast as an entrepreneur?
So you're familiar with the NHL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every team has their own podcast. So I would every morning, I would do. listen to a podcast. I'm a Nashville Predators fan. As much as I hate to say it, I hate the
Hmm.
Carolina Hurricanes, even though I live in their state.
I'm a Pens fan, so I hate them too.
I'm personal reasons.
Exactly.
Um, but I had a friend. He got on a podcast because he played for the Charlotte Checkers at the time, still does, and everything. He did a whole interview, and I was like, I want to do this. Just sit down for an hour or two and just interview.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the setting, especially for this show right here. I like it.
Yeah, especially when you can interview people, from anywhere, and you don't have to travel to Japan, Norway, Sweden,
It's very
Australia.
much more convenient. Yeah.
The only problem is you got to work around their time schedule. So if it's 2 p.m. here somewhere, 2 in the morning somewhere else, and you're like, I don't know if I can be up at 2 p.m. your time, but
Yeah,
10
that
o'clock.
time difference is something.
Yeah. All right.
Um, who got you into professional wrestling?
So that would be my dad. He's been watching wrestling since WCW. He used to date one
Okay.
of the WCW producer's daughters. So he got to go hang out with Ric Flair, Sting, Arn Anderson, and a bunch of others after WCW shows in Charlotte.
Wow, that is quite the experience your dad had for sure.
Yep, and I was like, cool. And then grew up watching Jeff Hardy, of course. A lot of us did. And then
Yeah,
worked
I'm a big Jeff Hardy guy.
one of my old jobs, and I was like, yep. All I got told on the radio was, "Hey, we got a celebrity staying here. Don't make a big scene." Nothing about who it is, so we don't know who it is. And my friend
Mhm.
texted me, he's like, "Hey, do you recognize this guy? He's over here at my line." And I'm like, "Yeah." Walked over, I was like, "Can I get a photo?" And then for like 2 days straight, we just talked and everything, and everybody's like, "Stop bugging him." And he's like, "Oh, I don't care." I was like, "Some guy that's interested about my career." And "Well, dang, that's one way to put it about it."
That is a way to put about it for sure. That's too funny. With those wrestlers you just mentioned, like Flair, maybe Macho Man, um, I guess the question is, who, who was your dad more of a fan of, and who were you more of a fan of once you started watching wrestling properly on your own?
So probably on my own. Let's see. I started watching wrestling back in 2002. So basically, we had wrestling on every night except we even watched the Mania with Triple H, Undertaker, and the Steel Cage. Because
Oh yeah, that's WrestleMania 28. That was the Hell in a Cell, right?
back when, like, you actually had to go buy your pay per view, not this
Yeah.
ESPN or Peacock or
Luckily, we
base.
were still in the pay-per-view era.
Yeah, like for my girlfriend, she's new to the wrestling scene, so she's only seen like indie shows. She's only seen one indie show, and she loves watching just seeing everybody get hurt. And I'm like looking at her, and I'm like, Kev, like her favorite is Brittany Jade,
Okay.
and she always tells me every time we're on the phone because she's about to be moving down to North Carolina in 6 days. So, which she goes, I remember Brittany Jade yelling at this old lady, telling her to go back to the nursing home, and I was like, I was like, it's funny and all. I don't even think the grandma cared at that point. Just enjoyed it, getting attention on camera.
Heck yeah, getting heat. That's good
Exactly.
heat.
But my dad's was Flair and everything. He Ivan Koloff's son went to school with him, so he got to do lunch with Ivan Koloff after school.
No kidding.
And then I met Isaac a couple weeks ago, and I go, "Hey, do you remember my dad?" Showed him a photo of my dad as a teenager, and he's like, "Yeah, I know that guy." And I was like, "Story checks out. Okay."
Heck yeah, it checks out. Ric Flair is probably like my favorite heel of all time.
Yeah.
Like he's a heel I try to mimic or try to put my own little flair on.
But to my favorite back in 2002, I was more of a, yep, Jeff Hardy still in.
Jeff Hardy still it. Yeah. He almost won the WWE title. He was that close.
Yeah, back when he was, let's see, since he's only like 2 hours from me, so
Oh yeah, that's pretty close. That's pretty darn close.
because it was him, Matt Hardy, and I think R-Truth was wrestling back then, and Ric Flair.
Mm.
So those were
Oh,
your
that is a
only
lineup.
North Carolina people.
That's a lineup.
Yeah.
Now, with other wrestling shows going on, are you more into the indies, or do you watch AEW with indie stars just coming up, or the WWE?
I love watching more of the indies, making those connections, like how we're making this connection.
Right.
It's kind of the way how I do. I go to WrestleCade, which this year we're hosting it. Little plug. Make sure you guys go to my tables, three of them.
Okay.
And really, like with WrestleCade, it's 3 days of wrestling, but you
I
get
like
to
the
meet.
sound of that.
You hang out with them. Like Jeff Hardy does a whole party after the shows, whole concert and
That's
everything.
awesome. So the WrestleCade is like WrestleMania for the indies.
Yes, it's like wrestling.
Awesome. See, I learn stuff every day.
Yeah, like last year they had TNA pay per view at at the thing.
Was it Bound for Glory? Genesis?
Genesis, I think. But
Genesis. I'm gonna have to look up highlights for that now. Get a sightseeing on the venue.
it's let's see if I can find it because I know I have it. It is Turning Point.
Turning Point. Okay. Those are always good. Those are always good pay-per-views.
That's when some wrestler made his debut and everything. I can't remember who and everything. Can't
If
remember
it
who.
was Joe Hendry, we would remember.
Yeah, Joe Hendry was there for sure. He opened the show because they had the turkey match,
It was that.
and I think it was I want to say John Schuyler that lost.
John Schuyler. Okay. Yeah, I have to look up the highlights for that. I usually watch a wrestling match or wrestling highlights like daily at this point.
Yeah,
Different matches, different styles.
it's like for me, I go back and rewatch. Currently rewatching Styles' career in TNA.
Oh, as everybody should. I mean, he didn't do one bad match, for that brand.
Or I'll go watch my good buddy John Schuyler, which me, meeting him was an interesting because I knew who he was, just blinked on what his name was. So I asked him, I was like, "Hey, where are you from?" I was like, "Where do I know you from?" And he was like, "Probably police or cops." And I'm like, "Got it." I was like, "I know who you are." And then
Cops.
looked him up on Instagram and everything, and I was like, "Yep, this is the dude." Let's see if I can find
That's
that.
awesome. You know me from Cops. Oh, what?
John Schuyler.
Oh, that's too funny.
Like
I
my
believe
dad told
that. I believe that. Was that?
me, I said I know my dad told me like he was like, yeah, I remember watching like Ricky Moore and then like I went and watched Ricky almost a year ago and saw Kerry wrestle, and it's like okay, cool. I was like, I was like, I was like, he can keep going. I can see that just career wise.
He's got it. He's got it.
There we go. Yep.
Holy crap! His pec is huge.
Right.
All right.
Ran into Zaya Brookside, Emily J, Haley J and her mom, Diego Hill, um, Ivy Malibu, and Izzy Marino.
Izzy Marino. Yeah, I do know her.
And what's his came? Oh, Darkstorm.
I've heard that just a couple times. The name sounds familiar.
That guy.
Yep, I remember the dreads and everything, the tattoos.
Even with Jeff, when I met Jeff, like I got him to do the Willow voice behind the building of work and everything.
Oh no, that's cool. That's
And I was
cool.
like, "Can I get you to do it?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Come find me after your shift." And like he just was chilling downstairs in the restaurant where I worked, and I was like, "Kept great." To the point
Jeff Hardy
where
aura.
let's see here. There we go.
I'm not good at hiding. We love, we hate, we die forever late in Willow's way.
The push off too. Done to perfection.
Like I've even met Suicide,
I drove
but
him to the air. I drove him back to the airport.
it's probably the same one. I've heard different names under the mask. I've heard it was TJP, Austin Aries. Don't know the new one,
Well,
so
we know why Austin Aries had to be in the suicide suit for that night for
yeah.
option C. But that first name you brought up, TJP, yep, that was him. And I drove him back. We were in the Buffalo area, and I dropped him off back at the airport. I'll tell you what, he's a human spreadsheet. If I'm being honest with you, he's a human spreadsheet about how wrestling promotions are just like made up and built, and how can they excel. He's really outstanding.
Now one that cracks me up. I met R-Truth at a hockey game. He was doing a meet and greet, and he goes and said, I asked him, I was like, "Hey, where's little Jimmy?" Oh, he's running around with the belt. The dude's holding his freaking belt, and I'm like, looking at the guard, like, I'm wondering how much do you get paid to do this? Like, just to like keep it straight, like you have the belt, like,
Yep,
or where's
it's
little
outstanding. It's really outstanding stuff how he keeps a straight face.
right? There we go, Mister.
Mr. Ron himself, Ron Killings.
Even did a concert on the ice and everything too.
Oh, oh yeah. I expect that venue to be packed.
Let's hope Jackson Drake sees this podcast, buddy. I need an episode, but with the Evolve title.
The Evolve title. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. Hopefully it'll be right here soon.
Or with Javon Evans.
Or Javon Evans. Yeah, he's bouncy.
Mm-hmm. I've ran into that dude before, multiple times.
It's amazing what that kid can do.
Yeah.
It's truly amazing.
Javon is a interesting person in a good way. He's a funny person.
Oh, he's the life of the party.
Yeah.
You can get that aura from him with his he's authentic. He's very authentic with his character.
Yeah. It's always that one thing for me to always see that all and everything. Just everybody, and then also ran into Angelina Love and her husband Fodder.
You met one half of the beautiful people?
One half,
Yeah, like they were.
multiple times.
Wow, that's outstanding. Her and
Up,
Velvet Sky like put a staple in women's tag team wrestling.
yes. Back to the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever it is. All right. What was your weirdest childhood nickname, and what's the story behind it?
Weirdest childhood nickname. Wow. I can't remember his name just because like I haven't been called that in a while, but that character, that main protagonist from Meet the Robinsons, that the first name of that character, that's what they kept calling me because, you know, blonde hair and all, I look
Okay.
like the character when it's like all slick back and spiky. But yeah, I think that was like kind of out of pocket. I'm like, well, I've never really noticed that till you said it, but I guess so.
Yeah.
If you pull up a
There.
picture, I'm gonna look real similar.
Don't care about AEW's pay-per-view show tonight. No one important that I like to see. Minus Kyle. Because it says reconnecting. That's all I know. Let's see. And I don't know if it's still recording or not.
Yeah, I see that
Yeah.
too.
You said the
I can
Robins.
still hear you audio wise. The the meter's still going.
Meet the
Yeah.
Robins. Lewis. All right. There we go.
Yep.
I know which character you're talking about. Um, Lewis. Is that his name?
Yep. That's him, Lewis. Either
Yep.
Lewis or
Lewis.
Louie.
Yep. Let's see. If your life had a theme song, what would you choose?
I don't know the name to it, so I'm just gonna reenact it. Because that's basically
What?
how my life goes. It's just like rapid. It's boom, 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 boom. We're going to one place to another. We're doing this. We're doing that, and we're just seeing how it goes. I'm in it for the ride.
Yeah, that is basically me.
It's a basic sum up.
Yeah, especially when you're up at like bright before even the sun gets up for 2 more hours.
2 more hours, then you see the sun come up. You're like, what am I doing here?
Well, it's funny with me. I always go and ask myself, is it really worth it being here at 4 in the morning when I could be sleeping, working a 9 to 5 job
The 9 to 5s, to give or take, give or take.
for 6 hours, a 6 hour shift?
Yeah.
Um, what is the strangest food combination you enjoy that others might find odd?
Oh, I guess ketchup and eggs because I always make up my scrambled eggs with some cheese and I always put ketchup on them. And everybody's like, why don't you either like leave them plain with some pepper or some hot sauce? I'm like, no. Ketchup and eggs is the best combo in breakfast. And I stand by that, even with like syrup and waffles, syrup and pancakes. I'll tell you what, I haven't had pancakes since 2022. Can't relate. It's just strictly eggs.
I know for me it is. All right, you've heard of IHOP, right?
Oh, IHOP for sure.
the hash browns with blueberry syrup.
Oh, see, I can understand how that happens though, because if you have the blueberry syrup all over the pancakes that's on the hash browns,
Exactly.
you're gonna have to eat it.
That is my go-to with the bacon temptation.
I'm gonna have to go to IHOP now and see what you've been dabbling with here.
I had my girlfriend try it, and she goes, "That's a weird combination. I don't like it." I was like, "You're also from the north." Like, she don't know what Bojangles is, the legendary sweet tea. So, like,
Sweet tea, any sweet tea, I'm in for it.
there's how she puts it is your water. You're trying to think how she your diabetes water or your diabetes tea because all you taste is the sugar from it. And I was like, that's the best part.
Yeah, yeah, that's why they call it sweet tea. I know there's some company, I think like Sweet Leaf or something. They have extra sweet tea, and I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't need the extra in it, but I want the sweetness for sure.
right. That's why I go to Arizona teas.
That's the go-to. $1 cans. They're gonna keep it $1 cans.
I don't know. There's some places down here that sell for like $1.39.
Hopefully after tax. That's criminal.
I think after I don't know. I don't know. I don't pay attention to it. I was like, I just need something always in the morning.
Yeah,
I was like, I gotta
something
have
sweet.
something sweet before making a coffee.
Yeah, coffee. I'll drink it like first thing sometimes, but like in the middle of the day, I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking sweet tea.
My combination for coffee is weird. It's 4 pumps of caramel and creamer. And it's an iced coffee, but with the brown sugar syrup from Dunkin' Donuts.
That's
And it
good. You have
basically
the you
tastes
have the
it's like
Nuka
a sugar
sulfate
cookie.
thing.
No,
You have the Nuka sulfate.
it's a syrup, an actual syrup at Dunkin'
Oh, okay.
Donuts. But it tastes like a
Okay.
caramel sugar cookie.
I'm gonna have to try that because there's a Dunkin' very close to my house. So I'm sold.
Surrounded by four.
I'm gonna have to try that now.
It's that or Starbucks.
See, Starbucks is when like I'm on like 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours of
Yep.
sleep, and I've had nights like that, especially at a wrestling training, going to work like for my shoot job, and like it's a grind sometimes. I need that Starbucks. I need that Starbucks.
Because when I was before the podcast, I was learning to be a wrestler, and me and my buddy would drive 2 hours just to class.
Oh man, that's a grind.
And he would fall asleep the whole time, and I'm like, great.
We know who's sleeping back.
Nope, he still slept.
Oh my goodness.
So I just threw in my AirPods and just drove on the road. And I was like, if I get pulled over, I ain't gonna hear the sirens. I got two
That's one
hours
way
from
to do it.
Charleston, from Columbia, South Carolina to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow, dude. Yeah, that's a grind. Just a couple days a week makes all the difference with the consistency there.
Yeah. What is the funniest joke you know?
Oh, funniest joke I know. I've heard a lot of good ones, but there's just so many to retain. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I I hate to not give you a joke, but I don't have any right now. I've heard way too many.
I know, like,
Let me hear
uh,
yours.
I don't have any, but I was gonna say my advice. What I have for people is there's a saying I grew up playing ice hockey with that I still go by. It's in my actual Instagram bio. It's pretty not greedy
Ooh.
because my
Ooh.
coach was in the military, so he was like,
Uh,
"You can't be too greedy with your puck shooting and everything." And I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "I'll believe it when I see it," you know.
do you mean like not be too aggressive with the puck at the net?
Like being a puck hog,
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
but you can also be too pretty with your moves and everything. Like if you look at the Michigan that Andrei Sveshnikov does. Now that everybody tries to copy that.
Everybody tries to copy it, but it's only good in some situations. If you're up by 3 goals, why not?
Yep, or more.
Or more in the second or third period, preferably.
Yep. What advice would you give to someone that wants to be a wrestler?
Keep watching wrestling. Keep watching wrestling. You can always watch your favorite wrestler. I've been on the lenient side of watching wrestlers at my stature, seeing how they do with the technical abilities, with the chain wrestling, and how they can still look and be athletic while they do it. Um, also, like remember the feeling that everybody should get when they leave a show. You should want the crowd to feel something with any story that you're trying to tell, whether you're just cutting a promo or whether you're telling a story in the ring. Like always be consistent, always want to tell that story organically. And if something doesn't work, never hit the panic button. Just experiment with some stuff and just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. As I said, that comparison from Meet the Robinsons. I think that's just the complete irony of that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's see. What has been the most rewarding aspect of your journey so far being a wrestler?
The most rewarding, it didn't come after a match yet. But I'll tell you about like different experiences. Um, and different opinions that I've gotten when I go behind the curtain, or maybe I'm not booked for a certain night and I'm still doing squats, push ups, just trying to stay proactive. And, countless amount of veterans that have been around me enough to know me enough, saying that I'm on a very good direction. That if I keep listening to veterans that I step in the ring with to gain trust, that I'm going to keep growing in this business and maybe help these other with the next generation. And I know I'm still very young in my career, but for the praise that I've gotten from veterans, um, I have complete confidence in myself with how much wrestling I've watched too as a fan. Like it definitely helps and it resonates to what you're trying to accomplish or anyone's trying to accomplish in professional wrestling. So that would be my advice to just about any guy or girl.
Yeah. Is there someone you like to shout out on the podcast?
Man, I want to shout out IWC. I want to shout out Glenn Spector. I want to even shout out Kate and Christopher for being such a huge spark for the JBev flame to start igniting a lot more. You know what I mean? Those guys just got me into the intro for wrestling, and now we're all going to just keep growing. We're all going to keep growing. I feel like I have a really big story to tell so far with a lot of my matches. I feel like there's a lot more that I can still provide, and my tag team partner too. Shout out to Oliver Gray. We are the upper class after all. We are trying to grow in the tag team division. Tag teams are very thinned out around territories, and we want to try to grow it. Big shout out to other promotions that's I've had the pleasure to work with, like Imagine Wrestling, Benchmark Pro Wrestling, Strong Style Lucha Wrestling, Super Kicks, Top Tier Wrestling, like all these promotions that have um, given me that trust, and what am I going to do with it? So those are my shout outs right there.
Yeah. Let's. All right. And where can they find you on social media?
So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook is just J Bev, and on Instagram it is JBev underscore indie, as an independent wrestler. I'm still trying to get a email up and going for uh, like separate wrestling bookings, but my DMs are always open. My eyes are always on my DMs, whether Facebook or Instagram. So if there are any other opportunities or any other fans. I've met a lot of great fans thus far within my first year of being a professional wrestler, and like I'd love to hear the experiences that I give to that fan, or just what experience in themselves just got them to be a bigger wrestling fan than that night or the week before. Like I definitely want to hear different experiences to tell different stories moving forward.
And then thank you for being on the podcast today.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, Trevor. Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Thank you, brother.
And no problem. Alrighty. And guys, we will see you next time as we're interviewing Mark from GTS Wrestling.
Mm.
The American Mage. Is that how he says it? Probably get chewed out later from it if he listens to this episode, but it's cool. Find his name. It is the American Muscle Shark.
Heck yeah.
And we also got Drew Hood on the podcast coming up soon. The handsome devil
Awesome.
himself.
Oh, what a handsome devil he is.
Yep. Alright, guys, we will see you guys next time.